Hey everyone, welcome back here to Let's Be Real. I'm Trent May with May Financial, and your host right here, Missy. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. And you brought on a special guest this week, right?
Yes, I'm loving these special guests that we're having. So, our guest today, I'm really excited about. I've known Louis for about 20 years. I know we don't look that old, but we are.
Yeah.
um, Louis is being brought on here. We spoke a few weeks ago, Trent. I don't know if you remember about how everyone is a beginner at something,
Mm-hmm.
and every coach needs a coach. And Louis is actually my coach.
Awesome.
I approached him almost a year ago. That seems weird that it was about a year ago. Um,
Yeah.
with a goal I had for my 40th birthday. And he crazily agreed to take me on all my antics and help coach me, not just on my nutrition, but on my fitness to get to the best level of fitness that I could approach for myself and my goals. And it was so much fun just pouring different fitness ideas back and forth with each other, helping each other bust myths. And Craig and I highly, highly respect Louis and all of his knowledge that he has and that he brings to the table. So I thought, why not bring him on? Because he will give it to you straight. He will be real with you. I mean, some of the things we're going to talk about today, he's had to knock me over the head several times, like rest and recovery. I'm not the best at that. I've admitted that a few times or another. But we're just going to talk today with Louis about the importance of food because eating is, wonderful. The importance of food, rest, recovery, why some diets work, why they don't. So I'm just going to let Louis tell you a little bit about himself and then get the ball rolling here.
Um, my name's Louis, obviously, and I've been training, nutrition, stuff like that for probably a good 20 plus years. Just, kind of, I wouldn't say more, more or less like going to school for it or anything. I did a little bit here and there. I got a few certifications here and there with personal training and nutrition, but it's a lot of it you learn down the road, just as far as like, just like Missy touched on, every coach needs a coach. She used me as a coach. I use somebody else as a coach. It's just always good to have that third eye looking at you, or the different perspective to see how your body's responding, because you see yourself every day. So you don't really see the subtle changes that a coach might see. So anyway, on that, you learn a lot from using different coaches or just training with different people and different knowledge here and there. And, what works, what doesn't work, it's kind of dependent on your body. I know what works for me might not work for somebody else. Some people can handle a bunch of carbohydrates. Some people can't, it just depends on the person. So it's always, when you go into working with somebody with nutrition, it's always kind of an experiment. You start off with a baseline and then you go from there. If this ain't working, you change it. So, like I said, I've been training and all that stuff for probably a little over 20 years. I've competed in bodybuilding, 20 plus competitions over the past 10 years. I haven't competed in about 3.5 years. So I'm getting ready to do a show here in 5 weeks. And I too have a coach. So, it's nice to have somebody else handle that side of things for you. So you're not always racking your brain, trying to figure out what works and what's not working. So yeah, I'm excited to do this competition. It's been a while. And, as far as the training and nutrition goes, that's kind of my backstory. I work with clients here and there. I've done some group training. Like Missy said, just it's nice to work with other trainers and throw back and forth some ideas. And so that's, stuff I enjoy.
Just a question here for the both of you, really. Kind of feel like the third wheel on this conversation. So I'm looking for both of your inputs here. how key do you think has been for both of you as far as accountability to have that coach along the way? Do you think it's made a key difference? Maybe when you're a little tired, maybe you're looking for that late night snack. No, you have someone that you have to report to.
Yeah, I mean, for me, and Louis will attest, there's days I text him ready to quit or just completely, it plays with your emotions, especially when you're training for a show. And without having that third party or that accountability partner, it's easy to want to stop or quit or get off track. So it's really nice having somebody there that you can talk to that's not your spouse. Saves you a lot too. But also just having that, there's somebody there who understands what you're going through. And I think that is something that's really important, is just having that person you can kind of lean on and that will understand what you're trying to say when you might not be able to get the words across the way you want to.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, as far as, you have a coach, if they're, especially if you're in contact with this coach most days of the week. I've had coaches before where it was like, check in with me on Friday and you didn't hear from them the whole rest of the week. So, but at the same time, if you check in with your weight and some progress pics on Friday and your weight's, going up a couple pounds or whatever, you need to hold yourself accountable because, those little extra calories here and there, when you should be hitting all your macronutrients and your calories to a T every single day for that, that progress you want to see, that little bit of weight drop per day or whatever it is. You have a little couple extra tablespoons of peanut butter is going to fluctuate your weight. And then you check in and then the coach takes away your food and you're like, damn it. Yeah, it's not worth it. Once you're getting closer and closer to competition, you're more and more calorie deficit. So you're starving, you're trying to work out, your brain's trying to function. You want to hold yourself accountable. So especially if you hire a coach and you're paying for it, then it's like, well, I'm paying for this, so I better do what he says.
He has some skin in the game at that point.
Yeah.
Now, Louis, I'll ask you, because this is something that I know we've talked about. I actually used the clip you sent me when you were trying to tell me less is more. I was arguing with you. That's that accountability back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Don't work out, but work out. And we talked a lot on that segment about rest and recovery. And I know you and I went back and forth about you telling me I need to do it more. But tell me I know your thoughts on it, but no one else on here does. So share a little bit about why rest and recovery is so important.
Well, like you said, I understand too. I've been in the same situation where it's almost an addiction. You're like, I have to go to the gym. I have to work out, because if you feel like you skip a day or you half-ass it, that your progress is going to go 10 times backwards. I've been there, and it is a struggle. It's a mental struggle more than anything. But, I've also learned probably just in the past couple of years, where I was not training for a competition, I would work out 3 days and take a day off, like do nothing the whole day, and try to focus on sleep, because I know sleep is super important for, muscle recovery, let alone brain recovery. And that's what I think a lot of people lack. They feel like, yeah, I'm good on 5-6 hours of sleep. It's like, yeah, you might feel fine, but it's taking a toll on your body. And there's people my age or even younger than me that look way older than me. And it's because, a lot of it's because lack of sleep. So, to force yourself to recover is it gets kind of difficult, because you get addicted to going to the gym, working out, feeling that burn, sweating, whatever it is. So you kind of almost have to force yourself to, like, all right, let's take a day off. Let's maybe just do some active, like an active rest day is what I call it. Maybe you go in and walk on a treadmill or ride a bike or go take a walk or a bike ride outside. Just being active, but not stressing your body. So that's, like I said, you almost have to, when you get into this routine of constantly training and training for a goal, and it's like, you don't want to miss a day. It's just a mental thing. You got to say, all right, let's take the whole day off. Let's do nothing. Do less. Do less.
Well, I'm happy to report I took the weekend off, so and I'm still alive and surviving. So it does work. You can do it. That's for sure.
I think there's. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Trent.
I think there's also that fear of. I mean, me being more of a casual. I've gotten myself in great shape before for like an event or a vacation or something like that, and then I get back from that vacation, and then I don't work out for a year. Because I've taken that break and I was like, all right, when I get back from vacation, I'm going to get back in the gym, and then it never happens.
Oh yeah, that's a long rest break. You got
This is hard to get that momentum started back up. What do you think is? Rest breaks are obviously important. You need that recovery time. What do you think is the best way to get back on that bike after a rest period, especially for those that have tried before and failed?
Louis, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm kind of in a weird internet zone right now. I heard coming back from vacation and bike, get back to training. That's it's just one of those things. It's kind of like just starting out for the first time. It's just like riding a bike. You know how to do it. It takes days to get back into it and start making it a routine. At first, you're still not into it, but like I said, it's like another mental thing. You gotta force yourself to get back into it. I think it's tough first.
I think we lost him.
I think we did.
Yeah.
I think I could hear some of that a little bit. I don't know if you caught a little bit of that, Trent, but I felt like he was basically saying just like riding a bike, you just have to go in there and kind of like we talked about on day one. It's just about getting started, getting your feet in the door, and getting yourself over that fear of just getting started.
Okay.
All right.
Do we have you back, Louis? No, I think he's gone. He entered dead zone.
Oh, awesome. Well, we'll have him back again with those other questions that we had for him. But
I do have one more question for you, and maybe you know his answer too, since he's your coach. So, The Rock is famous for his epic cheat meals. He will do these hardcore diets for a movie or some kind of role or something. And then at the end of it, he will reward himself with an epic cheat meal. I know you both have done shows and things like that in the past. Do you have one?
I don't know if I would call it a cheat meal. I mean, I know we would have days called refeed days, like refuel days. Mm-hmm. So once or twice a week, depending on how goals are coming in, we wouldn't really count our macros too much. That was kind of our day to let loose and eat kind of what we wanted. Mm-hmm. But I know the day of the show, I was shocked at how many Reese cups I was expected to eat. I even have pictures he took of me backstage getting.
Am I back?
Yeah,
you're back.
Okay.
We're talking epic cheat meals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
sorry. In my travels for work, I kind of pass through, believe it or not, some dead zones. out here with no internet service.
So here's a cheat meal for you. Louis had brought to my show brownies, and I don't remember what they were called. There was nothing good about them for you at all.
Yeah.
You pumped me full of Reese cups that day, like more than I ever wanted to eat in my life. And we had pizza after. But what were those brownies?
Is the company? It's called Buckeye Brownies, and they're based out of Cleveland. But yeah, you just order these enormous brownies, and I don't even know what flavors I had gotten. I forget, but there was 4 giant brownies in a box. I mean, they're thick, right?
Yeah, they were massive.
Nothing but sugar.
Like one brownie was like that big and like that thick. Like
Yeah.
It was
like something you would get from Beans.
Yeah, exactly. Probably not that great for you, but tastes delicious.
Yeah, just pump full of sugar and fat and Oreos and whatever.
Yeah. He had asked about cheat meals and what a good cheat meal is after.
After training, like if you had a specific cheat meal after you train for an event, is there like a meal that you go to reward yourself?
Well, as far as like the day of a competition, because leading up to a competition, people that aren't in this world that I live in, they're always like, what do you get? Well, first thing you're going to eat afterwards? And it's like, I don't know, because all day of a show, you're basically filling your muscles with glycogen. So you're eating nothing but carbs all day and fats and stuff like that. So after a show, I really don't crave that much. It's one, I'm typically full already, so I'm not really even that hungry. But say the day after or a couple of days after, I'm more of a candy bar type of guy, like Reese cups for sure. Like if I'm not training for a show, I used to have like a Saturday cheat day where after my workout, I would go and get about 20 Reese cups, and that would be after my workout. I'd eat 20 Reese cups, a protein shake, and then probably taking a pass out for 2 hours. The sugar crash.
Yeah, I will say the day after the show, once we got back home, I went to the dairy barn. I couldn't wait to go to the dairy barn and get my favorite ice cream. So
Yeah.
the thing I missed was ice cream.
Ice cream is my piece. I don't know. I've shied away from ice cream because I can't handle dairy that well anymore. So.
I think we're losing him again, Trent. What do you think?
I think so.
All right. Well, like I said, we're going to have him back because I like to hear his opinion on fad diets and why they work and why they don't work. So that'll be something we can stay tuned for at a later date. That'll be awesome. But I love getting real about it. Like we said, I know a lot of people don't believe that coaches need coaches. So I'm really grateful. One, that Louis is a coach that we have in our life, and 2, that he was able to get on here and share with us. Before we go, Trent, do you have any more questions?
I don't, but I would love to hear from people watching this. I think there are so many misconceptions out there that, you have 2 fitness gurus on one show here. So if you have a question, leave it in the comments or send us a private message and we'll do a follow-up. So get those questions answered and we'll do a follow-up for you.
Absolutely. And so, Louis, thank you. Drive safe. I know you're on the road all week long for your job, so make sure you stay safe. 5 weeks. October 2nd is Louis' competition. That'll be near Cleveland.
Yeah.
It'll be a great one. I know you can't see it in his t-shirt. I saw some pictures on Facebook this weekend. He's looking close to ready to go. And I have to pick on him a little bit because he was supposed to compete with me in March. But I appreciated him being a coach instead of being on stage at the same time. So that calmed my nerves a lot. But yeah, any tips, any advice, you can always reach out to myself, Louis Von Duhn on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for getting on, and I hope everyone has a great first week of school.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.